Sure you won't.
Serious.
Do I look that dumb? Hooray, hooray, the middle of May, it's outdoor necking begins today. Or any other things that might replace necking. If you think of something that would fit in there better, well, I can't think of anything that would fit better, but so to speak.
What comes next?
So much for that, huh?
What comes next? Hooray, hooray!
Middle of May, outdoor.
Necking.
Oh, necking, okay, good. Begins today, but I can't. It goes on, but I don't remember the rest.
How does the one go with the royal pud?
Oh, referring to the king?
Yeah.
He liked to stalk the royal, referring to the king.
Yeah.
He liked to stalk the royal stud. He liked to stalk the royal stag within the royal wood. But most of all, the king preferred to pull the royal pud.
Do you know the full text?
No, I don't know. In fact, I used to know a number of those, but I've forgotten them. I know most of them.
What about some limericks? The one that, what about the one that, the fellow that kept a dead whore in a cave or something?
Oh, there's so many. Oh,
there once was a man named Dave
who kept a dead whore in a cave. He said, I'll admit I'm a bit of a shit, but think of the money I saved. That's it. There's some truth to that, I guess. I can't think of probably the most fortunate thing that's ever happened to me is I've forgotten most of the things that I used to know.
Oh, that is so fuzzy, Edward.
Yeah.
That is heck of fuzzy, man.
I knew a number of them which were nice, like Lars Porsche of Clusium, by the 9 gods he swore, that the great house of Targon should suffer wrongs no more. By the 9 gods he swore, and named a Christing day, and bade his messengers ride forth, east and west and south and north, to summon his array. East and west and south and north the messengers ride fast, and tower and cowan and cottage have heard the trumpets blast. Shame on the false Etruscan, who lingers in his home, when Porsche of the Clusium is on the march for Rome. And then it goes on something about the horsemen in the meadow. Footmen are pouring in amain from many a stately marketplace, from many a fruitful plain, from many a homely hamlet, which is hid by beech and pine, like an eagle's nest hangs on the crest of purple Apennine. See, I did memorize stuff other than just plain.
Good job. So what was the thing that Kay hated the most about what you did? What you used to do in your juvenility? Juvenile, you're so juvenile.
She said that to me so many times, it's kind of hard to... Oh, yeah. Oh, she was a great wife. Yeah. She had a lot of patience.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
If she had any more patience, she would have been a doctor.
That's true. Well, I never forget that, though. Like when, just as an example, when we took her in and she'd been sick, and they had run a number of tests, and then they found that actually she had a short time to live, and the doctor said, well, she won't be with us you won't be with us by the end of the week.
Wow.
And I've been fixing her, she had a special food that, so it's, well, it's easily digested and didn't load her liver in any way. Her liver was a problem. She was worried about the liver. This worried her more than anything. Mm-hmm. She was afraid that people would think that she was a heavy boozer or something like that.
Right.
There's a tendency, a lot of people, they have a little problem with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They had a drinking problem, yeah.
But that wasn't with her. But it was really amazing. The doctors had just took the end of
the week.
Yeah,
wow, that's like...
Yeah, and it didn't seem to bother at all. And so and so and the doctor said something about. He told me that oh yeah, the doctor said, I said, well, should I continue with her special food? You know, she had food that wouldn't, in the digestive process, wouldn't tax the liver.
Yeah.
And he said, the doctor says, just give her anything she wants. This meant it didn't make any difference because she wasn't going to make it anyway.
Wow.
But I still, I guess I was hoping for a miracle probably. And I said something like, so then I'll continue just with these special foods that I've been preparing for.
Yeah.
I said, give her anything she wants. And Kay, later on, I couldn't get that through my head. I think I was trying to force a miracle or something. And she was getting a little angry. She said, the doctor said, give me anything I want. She wanted something that was on the list, the no eating list earlier. But, oh, it's pretty hard to take, and he did time until her said that by the end of the week she would have passed on.
Really?
Yeah, and that is really hard to take, but it didn't seem to bother her.
Wow, she's a very strong woman, huh?
Yeah.
So how long did it take?
The doc hit it on the head. It was by the end of the week she passed away, and she passed away something like, it's about midnight, and so I called him up, and I just felt kind of weird. I didn't know what to do, but I felt kind of fun and strange there, just her lying there dead.
Yeah.
And so what they did is they came and they took her away. And
the coroner did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
wow.
She had already arranged that she wanted to be cremated.
Okay.
So that's why I have her ashes there.
Henry Kissinger that simply read,
Actually, I'm supposed to be cremated also.
Okay.
It's one of these dual urn things.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I couldn't get over how she seemed to be able to take it so easily. And with me, I was about ready to break down. You know.
Yeah. Wow. So was all the family there together, or?
No, some were up at Washington. Someone come down, but under the circumstances, like she was, it was kind of iffy, you know. So they couldn't stay down here because they had responsibilities up in Washington.
Yeah.
And so they came down for a while. She just went late at night quietly. And
yeah. So it was just you and her, you were there, and...
yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else who was living in there at that time or not.
And did you know it was coming, or you woke up and she was gone?
I was awake when she passed on, so I mean I knew it, and then I called him. I was told that I was given some signs that right at the end I would notice a bit of a rapid breathing and well, mainly rapid breathing. That was the thing I noticed, and sure enough that happened, and I called them, and they took her, and I believe it was to well, either for emergency to take care of her, or else
yeah.
I don't know. They may have had some prearranged stuff.
Right.
They didn't want to tell me. I don't know.
Yeah. The kids. Or the coroner, or
maybe the coroner. They Kaiser were handling it. Let's see. I think it was Kaiser.
Wow. That's really tough, huh? How old was she when she passed? If that was what, what year was it? 1988? 1998?
You know, this is something that I just got kind of blocks there. I could sit down and figure it out by what happened at different times, but I can't even answer that
What day of the week?
Trying to figure it out.
Like you started the Catholic Church about 2000 or 1999 at All Saints, because then you were 2001 I think was when you I think you may have gone the year before, so you must have been year 2000. And then 2001 I got into RCIA. That's when 9/11 happened.
Okay.
But I think you were my sponsor then.
Uh-huh.
So, and I think you had gone through the program the year before, so you must have been the year 2000 to become a member. And then before that, your Kay had passed the previous 2 years before that, or maybe 1 year before that. 2 years, I think.
I'm really.
My guess would be 2 years before that.
Yeah.
You know? Like 1998,
It'd
1999.
probably be something like that. I could go and look at papers, but I just.
I think we knew that somewhere. Didn't we see it recently? We went online and got the records. Oh no, that was for the census.
Very good. There's two answers.
When
for
1930, 1940 census.
Where
Okay, well, I wouldn't doubt if you probably find out online, but.
Because we found you online in Oklahoma in 1940.
Did you?
The decennial census.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they let me out here.
Yeah, that was they showed your dad, your mom,
Oh.
and then you.
Yeah. Did you notice my dad? Did it have his picture?
No, they just had the survey that you guys
Oh,
took.
okay.
Whoever the census taker was just answering the question.
Yeah. Well, he had rather large lips.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he African American? Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
What happened was he got kicked in the face by a horse and the lips split open.
Oh!
Kid, and when it grew back, everything just grew back larger. You
Oh my God!
know. So,
Whoa!
I mean, it wasn't grotesque or anything like that.
Did he lose any teeth when he got kicked?
I don't think he did.
Okay, well that was fortunate. He probably moved away fast enough, but not fast enough to
Yeah.
have gotten the lips. I got nicked one time in my butt. These horses have never liked me. Animals don't usually like me. And I was in Mexico. My cousin's horse sensed fear in me. I didn't want to be on him, but my cousin was. As I got closer, he would sense fear. And then the horse put his ass, swung around with his ass towards me, and I realized what he was about to do, and I ran the heck out, and went, and he barely nicked me. It didn't hurt me or anything, but he kicked back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can imagine had I not moved or tried to escape.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an incident where my grandmother was milking the cow,
Oh
and
yeah.
we had this little barn. When I call it a barn, it was a shed. It was really just a shed.
Yeah.
The cow could go in and had to make a sharp turn, and then go up, and there was a deal in there where there's some feed, you know. So
Oh,
she
yeah.
would feed, and you could sit. Whoever milked the cow would sit right in the doorway
Yeah.
and milk it. Well, my granddad would let me milk the cow once in a while, but when he would be away on a business trip, and so but my grandmother would milk the cow. I'd have to go get the cow and bring it and put it in there. But then she wouldn't let me milk the cow.
Really?
Yeah, that kind of
That kind of irked you,
yeah,
huh?
oh yeah. So anyway, she brought her own little stool out to milk the cow. And there was a wooden box, which used to be right up on top of the shed, and you could reach up there and get it,
Oh yeah.
and bring it down and sit on it. So I had it down there, and she came out with that, and so, and she insisted that she wanted to milk the cow. She didn't trust me to do it. Oh, and it really made me mad. So, I mean, I couldn't. I had to obey her, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Okay,
I walked away and I had the box that I'd been sitting on, and I just tossed it up in the air, and it came down on top of the tin shed. And here's the cow in there munching at one end, and my grandmother sitting there right where the door is, at the door level, sitting there on her stool milking the cow. I threw the box up there and bam, and it startled the cow, and the cow tried to turn around in there, couldn't turn around, and backed out, knocked my grandmother over and trampled over on the
Oh
way
no,
out.
did she die?
Oh no. I mean, when I say trample, I mean you had to go this there.
Yeah.
But it was very uncomfortable for her.
Yeah.
And but actually, it was kind of her fault because I told her my granddad let me milk the cow, but she didn't want to assume that. I don't know if she didn't believe me or what. But I guess she figured that she would be responsible, so she wanted to make the decision. And I didn't know I had any idea. I thought I'd
I
die.
almost thought that was a
Because
trick
that cow, tried to want to get out, and but it couldn't go. It couldn't, and it had to back up and tried to turn, and it couldn't turn, And so what it did is it backed down, knocked her over, trampled over the top of her, and so. But I was still mad at her because I figured that she brought that on herself. But the thing of it is, I think she thought that she didn't want the responsibility for letting me milk the cow in case something went wrong.
And where was your grandpa? He was probably tending to the farm, or what?
Oh no, he was in some. He sold Raleigh goods.
Oh yeah.
And he was
He'd go
he was on a deal where he would be out away for
a while.
Maybe
months.
No, not a month, but maybe a week.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But when she wouldn't trust me for what he did trust me with.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd be like, why won't she trust me? That would get you.
But the
mad.
thing of it is, it was stupid of me because I came with the box. And
Did you do that on purpose?
I didn't, not with the idea of making a racket or anything like that. I just had the idea, well, the hell with it then. That was what it was. And so I tossed it up and I just went. I didn't mind making it known that I wasn't very damn happy with it, That's all I meant by it.
So,
but then when it startled the hell out of the cow and she started roaching around and back out, and she did. She knocked my grandmother over and trampled over the top of her, backing out.
Oh boy! You didn't get into any trouble? Or?
Oh, by the time no, I didn't get in any trouble. I don't think.
Because of an accident.
I don't think my grandmother even told my granddad. I might have. I don't remember because it bothered me. I felt bad about it because I sure didn't want to hurt my grandmother.
No.
But
did you were you there for the summer or?
Oh, I was there. My mother and dad were separated then.
Oh, okay.
They got divorced and then but they came back together later
okay.
on.
And wasn't that what happened that one time when? Didn't you say that he had bought a new car or something?
Oh yeah. He bought a new car, and he came back.
He was in California.
He had moved to California, and actually he had a girlfriend.
Everyone knows that, right?
I don't know if he was running around with her before or not. I don't know the details of that, but she was. Her father was a big shot in the state government in Oklahoma.
Oh.
So, but at any rate, she. So when this happened. Well, actually, my dad did come out, driving out in a, I think it was a 41 Chevy.
Really?
And,
brand new.
Yeah, brand new. And,
so you must have been about 9 years old.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And he came driving up and stopped. And this was in a little, well, when I say the streets in Watonga, some of them had blacktop on them, and downtown they had concrete. Part of them were concrete, but the downtown Watonga was only a block or two, or a couple of blocks long.
Oh, okay.
Really a small town. But well, he came back, and my cousin and I were walking along, and he drove up, and there was this 41 Chevy, a new car, and stopped, and I was smiling. My cousin and I were walking along, and so I looked at him, I said to my cousin, and I don't know what it was, if it was shock or what, but I didn't recognize it as being my dad.
Yeah. You said, "Who's that?"
Yeah, I did. I said, "Who's that?" And he says, "Don't you recognize your own dad?" And then, "Oh, yeah, I did, you know."
Wow.
It was kind of weird, but I mean, it's still a strange thing because, oh well, he would write letters and I don't know if my aunt might have started interfering because his letters would come and then they stopped coming, and in retrospect, I think maybe my aunt back there might have been trying to interfere with those letters
To shield you.
so that I would get over it, because see, I would always be looking forward to letters from him and whatnot, but at any rate, that was really something when he drove up and stopped. And I just turned to my cousin and said, "Who's that?" He said, "Don't you recognize your own dad?" And then again, everything fell into place. But it was, and he had pulled the deal. I mean, this gal that he was had run around with was her father was a big shot in the government in Oklahoma, and that ended up causing troubles. Afterwards, when he came back and got together with my mother, and then we moved together, and he moved us, we all came out here to California, and one night they came and arrested, the cops arrested him I think it was a Saturday evening.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't know what it was, but they took him away, and then he got out, and got bond, you know, to get out and whatnot. And what it turned out was that the gal that he'd been running around with and then living with, she had people that were pretty high up in the government in Oklahoma. And so when he decided to come back to the original family, that was kind of tossing her over.
Oh.
And so troubles happened, and then what happened was, I really don't know the details. I don't know if there's a false charge or there's no grounds for it or what. Because having somebody who's pretty high in the government in Oklahoma there as an enemy, and then being out here, they had a certain amount of influence where they can influence the law out here.
Yeah.
So they came one night and arrested my dad, and they charged him. He was charged with bigamy.
Okay, having two wives?
Yeah.
Multiple wives?
Well, yeah. I don't know just what the circumstances were. If there were,
so what happened when sticking?
I mean, I don't even know what happened in the way of divorces and so forth, but their charges didn't stick. And,
Yeah.
I know, I would hate something like that. That would drive me crazy.
I know one thing that came out was they explained, and other people explained to the people that what he had done was come back to pick up his family, that he had made a mistake, but he regretted that, and he was trying to get his family back together.
Right.
And that's what made his name Carrie. And so California, what happened is they came and they arrested my dad.
Yeah.
And then and this was here in California.
Wow.
But they wanted to extradite him to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And when they got him back there, they had the high government back there.
This.
They would have probably
Was this your homework?
really stuck him. So what happened was that
I should do a 3.
he did get a good lawyer who recognized all the things going on here. And he talked to the governor of California, and I forget who the governor was then, but the governor refused to allow extradition. So they couldn't take him. And they explained that all he was doing, that he had made some mistakes, but what he was trying to do was get his family back together.
Right. Yeah.
And so that prevailed.
That's good. That's as it should, right?
Oh yeah.
Wow, that was close, wasn't it?
Oh,
that was
damn close. And considering the
stomach virus.
the gal's family was, oh yeah, she committed suicide.
She did?
Yeah, that's one thing that
After all this happened or before? And that's why they were trying to get him.
she was still alive, but she committed suicide just about the time this came to an end.
Wow.
I forget the timing on this because it's been so long ago, and it's,
Wow. So,
I didn't find out a lot. There were things going on that I didn't know exactly what was going on.
really?
But but it wasn't explained to me because I was too young to be able to process that stuff.
I bet if we did some searching, we could find in the archives
Probably so.
about all this that went on.
Yeah. But he was.
Wow.
But see, back then it was Oklahoma, and they thought that they had the political pull to get him out of here. But fortunately, his lawyer got in touch with them, and I don't recall who was governor of California, but the governor of California denied extradition
That's good. Yeah, it really saved him then.
and explained that all he was doing, that he had made a mistake earlier, but
He was trying to
but
bring
he was trying to pull his family back together and
Yeah.
so forth. And that's,
Wow. Probably I'll bet she committed suicide because she was in love with him and wanted to stay with him or something.
Yeah, I think that's it. It may be a combination of that, and then just the fact that she was less powerful than she thought she was.
Yeah, because he said no to her.
Yeah, and her relatives who were in Oklahoma, who were really trying to stick it to him, to my dad,
Yeah.
were really trying, and she had them on her side. But the attorney out here talked to whoever the California governor was at the time and convinced him that he should not allow it.
Maybe it was Earl Warren. No? Maybe not.
I don't know.
We'll have to look it up at some point.
Yeah.
Well, I guess is it time to get back? It's about that time. Usually it's your, what do they call that? The